Welcome back to another on-demand tutorial. Today, I'll be showing you from top to bottom everything you need to know about the playground in order to get the most out of your on-demand experience. So starting off, in the upper left-hand corner, you can see the Create New Session button. The New Session button allows you to create an entirely new session, clearing all of your selected agents as well as preset parameters. Moving on to our reasoning mode, you can see we have 6 different reasoning modes: Dynamic, Deep Turbo, Low, Medium, High, and SOTA, which stands for State of the Art. Here you'll see the models that are powering each reasoning mode. So for Dynamic, we have Claude 3.7 Sonnet. For Deep Turbo, we have Grok DeepSeek Llama Scout. On Low, we have O3 Mini Low, Medium, O3 Mini Medium, High, O3 Mini High, and for our State of the Art mode, we have Gemini 2.5 Pro. To the right of these models, you can see their ranking right here on the LLM Arena dashboard, which you can see here for Gemini 2.5 Pro, it is ranked number 1 in the world. In order to fact check the statement, you can just click on the eye here, it'll show you the leaderboard, you can view this leaderboard, and you'll see this is a direct mirror of the live leaderboard available through Hugging Face, meaning all the information you see in on-demand is always up to date and accurate. Moving over to the right, you can see we have a clear session, so rather than creating a new session that resets your agents and preset parameters, this simply just clears your text. We can then manage our settings, where here we can apply session context. For example, if we had a specific chat that we wanted to focus on a specific document, we could upload it here so it is always maintained within the session context. Now, moving on to our agents, you'll see we have our Vision and Media Knowledge agent readily available under our Chat agent. Our Vision agent allows you to upload photos and videos, and the AI is actually capable of seeing what you've uploaded. Our Media Knowledge agent, this is for uploading documents of every possible file type. Now, if we move over into our File agents, these essentially piggyback off of our Chat agents, more specifically our Media Knowledge agent. So we have our Document, Images, Audio, YouTube, and Video agent. All of these file agents allow you to upload files of any type and be processed within the platform. Now, heading back to our Chat agents, if we wanted to add an agent that we were subscribed to, we simply click Add Agent, and here you can see we can scroll through every agent that we have subscribed to and built. Now, let's say that we need to use an agent that we haven't yet subscribed to, we can easily click Go to Agent Marketplace. Here you have access to over 200 agents built by the on-demand community. So heading back into the playground, we can now check out our presets. Now under our presets, we can actually revisit previously saved presets by selecting our preset, and here you can see a couple example presets that I've used previously. Now once we've assembled the preset, we can simply put in the name of the preset here, and then all we'd need to do is save the preset. We also have access to our model endpoints, so right now by default it uses GPT-4o, but when you click on this, you then have access to every model available in on-demand. Here at the top, you can see endpoints for the bring your own model models that I have deployed in my own environment. You can simply search through this list, for example GPT, and you can see all GPT models that we have available. Now, moving down to response mode, there are 3 types of response mode. We have streaming, sync, and webhook. The streaming response mode gives you your output in a line-by-line manner, whereas the sync processes the entire output and then feeds it to you as one block. Now, for webhook, if we configured our external webhook, then once we have selected this and configured it in our settings, every time that we are expecting an output, the output is then sent to our webhook. Now, checking out debug mode, we can configure this on or off. With debug mode on, you can see exactly how your prompt is broken down into subtasks and the relevant agents are allocated to each subtask. Hovering over the agent call, you can see the JSON code used to retrieve this information from the agent's API. So here, for example, you can see from our prompt that we did not specify the exact stock symbol for the stock we were requesting, but it was able to translate the Tesla stock into the Tesla symbol and also retrieve the status code 200 to let us know that it was successful. And now with debug mode off, you can see how the output is entirely different, where we don't have insight into the execution plan and also how the task is broken down into various different subtasks with their respective agents allocated. Here we are just simply given the final output, as well as our tokens used, the time it took to fulfill, and also the rag time taken. Now, moving on to our fulfillment prompt, here is where we provide the instructions for the chat as a whole. Think of this as a prompt for all of your prompts. So here we can specify exactly how we want the model to act. For example, with an image generation preset that we have previously configured, here we're able to specify something such as image parameters and specify that we only want the outputted images to be in a 16:9 aspect ratio. Moving down, we can see our temperature. This is a parameter for adjusting the output of the models. It controls the randomness of text that is generated by the LLMs during the inference. Next, we can set stop sequences. This is where we can set sequences to kill the output. If, for example, we would set a stop sequence such as a sentence and then hit tab, as soon as the output reads the word sentence, it will kill the output after that sentence is complete. Now, taking a look at our max tokens, this is fairly self-explanatory, but this essentially limits the amount of tokens to be generated during an entire output. Now we can have a look at our frequency and presence penalty, where the frequency penalty modifies the probability of words seen frequently and makes them less likely to appear, whereas the presence penalty modifies the probability of words in the input text and makes them less likely to repeat in the output. Now, using both of these can help and control the diversity of the generated output text. Now, scrolling back up to the top, you can see here the GitHub button, where if we simply click on this, it takes us over to GitHub where we can authorize OnDemand to publish on our behalf. Now, once authorized, you can see this now displays in green, and when we hover over, you can see it is tied directly to our personal GitHub. Now, taking a look at an example preset that I created earlier, here you can see we have the chosen model GPT-4o, and in the fulfillment prompt, we have specified that we only want the images generated to be in a 16:9 aspect ratio. Taking a look at our agents here, we can see the imaginary image generation agent, and once we were happy with this, in order to take this out of the OnDemand platform and into our own personal platform, we could simply click Get Code, where here you can now select any programming language you desire to export this code into. I'll choose Python, we can click Get Code, and here we have the fully generated Python code in order to use this preset in an external application. And all we'd need to do in order to make sure that this works is replace the API key here with your OnDemand API key. Now, what's great here is you could copy this code directly, or you could push it directly to GitHub, and you can even open it in VS Code. Now we can go ahead and minimize this code, and you'll see that it no longer obstructs your chat session and is now here on the right, and we can just simply click maximize to bring it back up. And that is everything you need to know from top to bottom in order to use the playground to your full advantage. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to tune in to our other tutorials in order to maximize your on-demand experience.